Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss class 10 subject science, chapter 14, sources of energy. Chapter 14, sources of energy. So about energy we are well known, as we have learned in class 9 what is energy, and we know that energy neither can be created nor it can be destroyed, so energy is conserved. And also we know that energy is required for everything, for any change, for any reaction, for any movement, for any activity. So what are these sources? From where we are getting this energy? What are the sources which are available, which can be created, and from that sources how much energy we are getting? All these things we will discuss in this chapter. Now many sources are there, different sources are there from where we are getting the energy, but all the sources are not the good sources. Some of these are good one, some of these are the best one. So question arises then, what are the good sources of energy? What are the good sources of energy? So good, when we will consider something is good, so based on their properties, based on their activities, based on their availability, based on everything, so we have to judge, then we can say that this is a good one. So here the fact is, if we get more energy from a small source, or by doing something little bit, if we get more, then we can say that that is the good source of energy. So another one, if that source of energy does not produce any smoke, any ashes, does not pollute the environment, then also we can say this is the good source of energy. So some criteria are there to become the good source of energies. Number one, that source of energy must have high calorific value. High calorific value. Calorific value means what? Then the question arises that calorific value means. Calorific value means on burning of 1 kg, on burning of 1 kg matter, that how much energy we are getting, how much energy is evolved. That is the calorific value of that matter, that substance, that things. So on burning less, if we get more, for example, on burning this much coal, how much energy we will get? I think on burning this much LPG, we may get the same amount of energy. So which one is better, coal or LPG? Definitely LPG is better. So also this coal, on burning coal, it produces smoke. So but LPG does not produce smoke. So if we compare both, then LPG is better than the smoke, this coal. So like this we can compare and can find out which one is better. So number one criteria is that source of energy is considered as the good one, which one has the high calorific value. Number two, high calorific value. Number two, that source of energy must have suitable ignition temperature. Must have the suitable ignition temperature. Suppose if any source of energy is there, which one, if it burns spontaneously, then it may be the dangerous one will be. If it does not burn on providing heat also, then also it is not a good one. So it must have a certain suitable ignition temperature. Ignition temperature means the lowest temperature, the lowest or the minimum temperature which is required to burn something, burn anything. So the source of energy must have the suitable ignition temperature. And number 3, easily accessible. Number 4, easy to transport. Easy to transport. Number 5, it must be easy to store. Number 6, very less, or you can say that must not produce smoke, must not produce smoke, or very less amount, producing very less amount of smoke. So these are the criteria which source of energy can follow, or which source of energy is following these criteria. We can say that source of energies are good source of energy. Some conventional sources of energies are there. First one is fossil fuel. Fossil fuel, as we know from the lower classes, we are familiar about the fossil fuel. Fossil fuel, we can say that this petrol, diesel, coal, these are fossil fuels, and on burning fossil fuels we are getting the energy. This is a conventional source of energy is fossil fuel. So but fossil fuel in some way good also, some way it has also bad effect also. It produces certain amount of smoke, it produces certain amount of pollutants which pollutes our environment, which causes the global warming, which causes the this greenhouse effect. So these are the bad effects of fossil fuel also there. So but in the most of the cases in industries, in running a vehicle, train, plane, whatever, so these transport systems, these are using these fossil fuels as their source of energy, and using that source of energy these are running, and most of the industries are also using that fossil fuel. So fossil fuels provide us a great source of energy, provides us a huge energy. That means fossil fuel, we can say that it is a huge, that means huge in amount, we can say in our country this provides us a huge source of energy. Next one is conventional source, this thermal power plant. We know that dynamo there, or in smaller sense it is dynamo, in big one we can say it is turbine. So on moving the turbine, electricity can be generated. So thermal power plant is the one type of power plant that can be used to move the turbine to generate the electricity. Thermal power plant, that means fossil fuel burning, so definitely producing huge amount of steam. That steam again can be used to move the turbine. Thermal power plant, that means it related to heat, it related to steam. So that means the steam which is produced, the heat which is produced by the burning of fossil fuel, that heat or steam again can be used to rotate the turbine, and on the rotation of, due to the rotation of turbine, that huge amount of electric energy can be generated. Next one, hydropower plant. hydro, it is related definitely with water, flow of water, this hydropower plant, we know that we are familiar about the one word, that is dam, that is on the river it is created, and this flow of water in the river, this water is flowing from one end to another end, and in the middle this dam is created, and due to the flow of water the turbine is rotated, and because of this we can generate the electric energy that can be used in various purpose. So it also has the bad effect. Dam, if it is created in the river, then a big dam in various places, it is already there nowadays also. So in various places when dam is created in the river, then a big dam is created, suppose, then one side this huge amount of water is stored, and there water is stored, and there is a gate, we can say gate. When gate is open, then water can come and flow. When gate is closed, then water is stored in that side, and this side water is stored, and there the turbine is placed. When gate is open, then this flow of water will come and will flow and will rotate the turbine, and from there electric current is generated. But the side on which this water is stored, that side may becomes flood, and the side on which water is not supplied, that is due to the closeness of this gate, that one become dry and rot. So there are the bad effects there due to the manufacturing of dam, it is there. So dam also has this type of bad effects, and one side will come under water and one side will become drought. So this is a huge problem. So another one is we have to think about it, and we have to move on other source, how to without damaging the environment, without creating such a problem which are created due to the manufacturing of dam. We have to think in other way. Tehri Dam is there in the river Ganga, Sardar Sarovar project on the river Narmada, and there such problems are, they have people are suffering. People who are living in that bank, they are suffering due to the flood, and people who are living in this bank, they are not getting water. So this is a huge problem. So always this water is not supplied because huge amount of water, huge pressure is required. So sometimes when this gate is opened, then with a huge force this water is flowing, and due to this huge force this turbine is rotating, and which can generate huge amount of energy. How much fast this turbine can rotate, that much more energy can be generated. Based on this fact, this water is stored. So we have to think in different way, and we have to improve our technology on using the conventional source of energies. In this regard, one best way is that biomass. In this regard, one best improved technology can be used, which is called biomass, for which a tank has to be constructed, and in that tank huge amount of cow dung required. That means at least 20-25 minimum number of cows required, and their cow dung is allowed to enter inside the tank, and another side this outlet will be there. That outlet can be connected to the garden, and decomposition of this cow dung, due to the decomposition of this cow dung, inside the tank a gas is produced. That gas will come out through the outlet, and using that gas we can cook our food. Using that gas also can be used to rotate the turbine and can generate electricity also. So this is a very good one, and it generates the gases like methane. This biomass, this generate the gases like methane, and it has a good effect. It does not have any bad effect like the fossil fuels, burning of fossil fuels. So we can think in this way also about the biomass, and that dome like structure can be created, and only require this few 20-25 numbers of cows, and their dung can be used to generate this methane gas, and using that one we can cook our food, as well as we can move the rotate the turbine to generate the electricity. So this is biogas is an excellent fuel, as it contains up to 75% methane, and it does not produce any smoke. So and it does not leave any residue. It does not produce any smoke. It does not leave any residue, any ash or anything like that. So it is the one of the best source of energy that can be followed by us. Another one, wind energy. Wind energy, in class 9 you learned about it. Though you have learned, I am discussing again. This wind energy, windmills are created. This is bad effect is there. Huge land is required. In that land, so many windmills are created. That windmills blades are there. Due to the wind, that blades are rotating, and that blades are connected with the turbine. Due to their rotation, this turbine also rotating. So many windmills are there. When wind is blowing, and due to the blow of wind, these blades are rotating, and because of which this turbine are also rotating, and electric energy can be generated due to the movement of that windmill, this fan of windmill, blades of windmill. Now this also has the bad effect. If sufficient amount of wind is not there, if huge amount of wind is there, then it will not rotate. So if it does not rotate, then turbine will not rotate, and electric energy cannot be generated. So sufficient amount of wind is required. So it can be constructed in that place where huge amount of wind always there. So in every place it cannot be constructed. So based on this, we understood that every source of energy has some bad effect also. So we need to think about the alternate source of energy, that means non-conventional source of energy. Non-conventional source, when we discuss about the non-conventional source, then one of the best one is the solar energy. Solar energy can be used in solar cooker, and we can cook the food by using that solar energy. And in that solar cooker, concave mirror is used. When sun rays are falling on that concave mirror, and that concave mirror, we know that concave mirror is the converging mirror. Then when sunlight are falling on the concave mirror, parallel rays are falling on the concave mirror, this converges to a certain point. The point through which at which these are converging, that point is becoming tremendously hot. That means heat is generated. Using that heat, we can cook our food, and that also can be used in different other purpose also. So the solar energy can be used as an alternate source of energy. And in lower classes also you have learnt about this solar energy. Nowadays some solar cell panel also there, that also these are also storing the electric energy. In the daytime they are storing the electric energy, which are solar rays are coming and falling and converting to electric energy and storing, and later at night that stored electric energy can be used to blow our bulb and move our fan. But the bad side of this one is, at night this solar panel will not work, because sunlight, in absence of sunlight, it will not work, because it also can be stored, but also directly can be also used, without storing also can be directly can be used, but at night directly cannot be used because sunlight is not there. So solar panel, it requires the sunlight. Silicon, which is used in making the solar cell, is abundant in nature, but availability of this special grade silicon for making solar cell is limited. This is also bad side. Silicon is used in making the solar panel. So silicon, we know that this is silicon is the metalloid. So this is used in making the solar panel. Silver is used for the interconnection of the cell in the panel. Further adds to this cost. Cost is becoming higher when silver is used. You know that the cost of silver is much more higher. So in spite and technology applications, artificial satellite and space probes like Mars orbiters use solar cells as the main source of energy. Radio or wireless transmission systems or TV relay station in remote locations use solar cell panel. That means in our area also we can see that if we go to the remote area where the electric connection is not there, where electric connection has not been reached in that area. In that area, the people are using this solar panel, and they are blowing their bulb and rotating the fan. They are also enjoying using that solar energy. And some energies of seas also can be used. Sea, tidal energy. Tides are produced in the sea. We know that tides, when coming, huge one on the bank of the sea, this turbine is there. The tide is coming and rotating the turbine, and there electric energy can be generated. Wave energy. Kinetic energy possessed by the huge wave near the seashore can also be trapped in a similar manner to generate electricity. Kinetic energy, which waves are coming and blowing, and that also can be used. That kinetic energy also can be used to rotate the turbine, and electric energy can be generated. Ocean thermal energy. The water at the surface of the sea or ocean is heated up. In daytime, this water on the surface is heated up. The sun, while the water is deeper section, is relatively cold. Top surface of the sea or ocean becoming hot, and deeper it is cold. This difference in temperature is exploited to obtain energy in ocean thermal energy conversion plant. These plants can operate the temperature between the water at the surface and water at the depth up to 2 km. So the warm surface water is used to boil a volatile liquid like ammonia. The vapor of the liquid are then used to run the turbine of generator. The cold water from the depth of the ocean is pumped up and condenses vapor again to liquid. So water vapor on burning this ocean thermal energy, warm surface water is used to boil this volatile ammonia. Warm surface water from the ocean that can be used to boil the this liquid of ammonia, and because of this boil, this water vapor is created. That water vapor will rotate the turbine. Again, from the bottom of the sea, this water is pumped, this cold water is coming, and again cooling this water vapor, again becoming ammonia liquid ammonia. So this continuously can be done. This is called ocean thermal energy. That means top water can be used to convert it into vapor, and vapor will rotate the turbine, and the bottom water is used to condense the water vapor, again to convert it into liquid ammonia. Geothermal energy. Due to geological changes, molten rocks formed in the region of the earth crust are pushed upward and trapped in a certain region called hotspots. When underground water comes in contact with this hotspot, steam is generated. Sometimes hot water from that region finds outlet at the surface. Such outlets are known as hot springs. The steam trapped in rocks is routed through a pipe to a turbine and used to generate electricity. So, in the deeper region of the earth crust, this hot rocks are there. These are pushed upward, and when these are getting out, and from that bottom, under that layer, water is there. That water is also coming out. When this water is coming out through that hole, they becoming tremendously hot. This becoming steam. That steam can be used to rotate the turbine, but this is very rare. In every place this is not possible, because in everywhere this rock is not getting out and this hot steam is not possible to get. So that steam is can be used to rotate the turbine, and from here this electric energy can be generated. So everywhere it is not possible. So this is called geothermal energy. In New Zealand and in USA this type of plant is there, but in everywhere in the world this type of plant is not there. So it is not possible also. Nuclear energy, this produce 10 million times the energy produced by the other. Nuclear energy, by the due to the burning of due to the nuclear fusion taking place, the nucleus of heavy atom. In this process, nuclear fission taking place, the nucleus of heavy atom such as uranium, plutonium, thorium, when bombarded with low energy neutrons, and then splits up into lighter nuclei. When this is done, a tremendous amount of energy is produced, heat energy. Tremendous amount of energy is released, and that energy can be used to rotate the turbine. That means a heavy atom, when bombarded by the neutron, then a huge energy is produced. That energy can be used to rotate the turbine, and due to by this, the energy which is produced, the electric energy which is produced, this is 10 million times of the energy produced by the combustion of an atom of carbon from coal. An atom of carbon, how much energy is producing? It is 10 million times higher. That much energy is produced due to the this bombarding of heavy atom by the neutrons, that is the nuclear energy. This is called nuclear energy, and this also has the bad effect. Everywhere it is not possible, but it is a good one. It produces a huge amount of energy, and in our Mumbai, this type of one plant is there which produces a huge amount of energy, and because of this, a huge amount of electrical energy is produced. But the nuclear energy was first used for the destructive purpose only. That means I have the nuclear atom bomb, so that can be used in the destructing purpose. But science is developed, and science is after revolution, when science thought about the constructive manner, then it is came in effect that this nuclear energy can be used to generate the electric energy. So nowadays this is used, and this is used in many of the countries in the world. So to generate this nuclear energy, this electric energy by the bombarding of heavy element by light neutron. Now these are the discussion. After that, some environmental consequences there. How long will an energy source last? Can any source of energy pollution free? There is no energy source of energy which is fully free from any pollution. So but some are producing very less, some are producing more. you know that nowadays with the petrol, with diesel, CNG also there, compressed natural gas. But this does not mean that CNG is not producing any types of pollutants or any pollution. This is also producing, but amount is very less. So in metropolitan cities, you can see that, you know, nowadays the CNG is used as a source of energy instead of petrol or instead of diesel. So we are also familiar about that in our area petrol, diesel, these are used, and when vehicles are running, and how much ashes and smokes they are producing, that also we may have seen, and we are familiar about it. So some are producing less, some are producing more, but this does not mean that CNG is not producing any pollutant. But we need to think in different way that one source of energy does not last for long time. That is, if we think that there is a source of energy, and if we think that this will provide us energy continuously and for years after years, that may not be possible. So everything has their end. So we need to think about other way. So that's why we have to think about the renewable source of energy. These, whatever we have discussed, these are non-renewable source of energies, but we need to think about the renewable source of energies. Solar energy renewable, wind energy renewable, but other than this nuclear energy, this is not renewable, this is non-renewable. So we need to think about the renewable source of energy. How much we will use the renewable source of energy as a source of energy, that much is we are profitable, because we will today we have used, again tomorrow we will get. So this year it can be continued for long time, and this is long lasting. So we need to think about that, and we must give more emphasis on the renewable source of energy. So this is all about your chapter, and I wish that you understood, and you go through the chapter, read through line by line, and this is a very easy chapter, not a tough one. By reading, if we go on, then you can understand easily, and follow my discussion and relate the discussion with the chapter by reading, and then you can understand in better way. And I wish that whatever the question answers there, almost all the question answer we have discussed also in this our discussion. So I wish that you understand, and you can write all the question answer, and you can learn easily also. Thank you, and you try to write all the question answer whatever given in your exercise. This is a very easy chapter, and I wish you can. Thank you.